It's time to duel!
Yu-Gi-Oh! A name synonymous with an extremely influential late 90s anime series and a trading card game that has stood the test of time, lasting over 20 years. The popular card game has held the Guinness World Record for best-selling trading card games since March 31st, 2011, selling over 25 billion cards. But that's not all. It also holds the world record for largest trading card tournament of all time, with over 4,000 players attending the 100th Yu-Gi-Oh! Champion Series in 2012. But why? I wanted to understand the factors that have led to the game's longevity. What has kept it going for so long?
When I started, I was a lot younger, so I didn't view the game as I do now. I sort of was just casual. I just wanted to play because I enjoyed it, and I still do enjoy it. And you can be a competitive player and also enjoy the game, of course, because there's tons of other games you could play. I've seen it evolve. The people specifically have become more focused on perfecting the game instead of just making a good strategy and going with it and hoping you play well. And I think this has changed the game a lot. Draw, stand by. Is this banished? People value deck building way more than they ever have in the game's history. And each year I see the game grow in the sense that people want to refine their decks more and more and get a perfect 40 card list more and more.
Every time I go to locals, I'm trying to get that top spot, trying to get the packs, playing to win, not just playing just for the point of playing the game. I am very competitive in that aspect, just by definition, because I'm playing specifically as a competition. I'm trying to outplay my opponent, trying to play mind games with them, trying to essentially just play it like it's a game of chess. Like, I don't just play it for fun, because it is a game and it is fun, but I play specifically to win. And I think that would be the difference between a casual and a competitive player. A lot of people seem to think that there's not really like any overlap, but I think that's not true, because I play with a lot of competitive players, especially my friends from high school and in tournament settings. Scale Master Cerberus, Electromite Effect, Destroy Cerberus. But I also play with a lot of casual friends. Made some friends at university that used to play the games when they were kids, and they play it casually now, and I've actually had to build decks that were specifically worse than decks that I'm used to building, so I could play with them without beating them so bad as to discourage them from playing. My favorite thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the complexity to it. I've played Magic, and albeit there's some complexity, it's just really strange because you're forced to play almost like 20 cards that don't do anything in your deck. You're forced to play a 60 card deck. I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where there's so many different options for you to choose, and there's so many cards that exist that you can pull together for your deck. There's just how incredibly complex, and there's so many different nuanced rules that can interact with cards, and cards can interact with each other to create one of the strangest yet most exhilarating puzzle games that I've ever played. I've played Pokemon, and it's fun, but it's not Yu-Gi-Oh! I've played Magic, and it's fun, but it's not Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just so unique. It's just so magnificently complex.
Yu-Gi-Oh!, like most card games, requires, like if you want to be good at it, it takes a lot of time and effort, and of course money. It's like Magic the Gathering. You've got to sink your financial boat just to stay afloat. You know what I mean? You know, I stay out of it. So really I'm just a casual old man who runs around with his deck and occasionally fights people for the fun of it. You know, they're willing to put that kind of financial effort into this game, and they go to the tournaments, and they're in it to win it. They're not just in it for the occasional fun, they're in it for the glory.
Maybe in 5 to 10 years the game will go completely digital, and then there won't be a card game at all, and that might be the future of it.
This is something I've been wondering about ever since they came out with Lynx, because everyone was saying, oh, they're going to slow the game down because the game got too fast, because that was on the tail end of Zodiacs, where people were just doing crazy turn ones. Because it's like, how do you keep power creeping stuff after 20 years of a game being out? I don't really know where they can go.
I feel like the game just has no more ideas, and somehow they pop out some new thing that blows everyone else away in terms of a new mechanic. So I would say that hopefully the design team can come up with new concepts as long as it exists.
Although I really have like no idea what's gonna be in the future.